As the reigning queen of the beauty ranking, her name is Grace Linsser. What? Grace Linsser? The revelation set off a frenzy among the attendees. Everyone was overwhelmed by surprise. The name Grace Linsser had become extremely famous in recent years. Yet, this woman was shrouded in mystery. Nobody knew what she looked like, and nobody knew her background. They only knew that a few years back, the name Grace Linsser emerged out of nowhere. She triumphed over all the stunning women on the beauty ranking and secured the top spot. Since then, she was applauded as the #1 beauty in Dragonmarsh. Even after dominating the rankings for several years, she never made a public appearance. To this day, nobody actually knew what she looked like. However, that only heightened the public's curiosity about her. That was why the attendees appeared pleasantly surprised after knowing that the person in the painting was Grace Linsser. Even though only half of her face was revealed, her beauty was unparalleled. There was no doubt that she deserved the title of Dragonmarsh's most beautiful woman and reigning queen of the beauty ranking. Has our treasure lived up to your expectations tonight? Keanu asked with a smile. Absolutely. This is a remarkable treasure. I'm getting my hands on enchanting elegance tonight, no matter what. Nonsense. Enchanting elegance is mine. Nobody is taking it away from me. H. Words are nothing. We'll see later who has the skills to take home enchanting elegance. After some spirited banter, the atmosphere in Regal Court was brimming with excitement. Everyone was ready to showcase their talents. Since everyone is in high spirits, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Clearing his throat, Keanu added, our theme for tonight will not be poetry, but solving riddles. Riddles? The attendees were taken aback, exchanging glances in confusion. In the past, the competitions often revolved around poetry, chess, calligraphy, or painting. Why did they suddenly shift to riddles? They had spent a considerable amount of money on poetry and literary talents. It was all to help them come out on top in today's competition. How could they suddenly change it to solving riddles? They had wasted all their efforts in ensuring they had an advantage. Mr. Janko, wouldn't it be better to have a poetry battle? You're making it difficult for us by changing the theme at the last minute, someone expressed their dissatisfaction. Dear guests, please don't misunderstand. Regal Court decides on the theme of the night through a random selection. We weren't trying to make things difficult for anyone. Please accept our apologies if you feel this has inconvenienced you. Alright, enough with the complaints. We'll solve word riddles then. It shouldn't be any problem. Exactly. We're all well versed in literature. We can't be afraid of a simple word game, can we? It's finally time to test out literary skills. Let's see who'll come out on top. The room buzzed with urgency for the event to start. Harper, you're skilled in poetry, but are you confident in solving riddles? Cody asked. Don't worry, Cody. I'm talented in literature. Poems can't defeat me, let alone mere riddles, Harper replied confidently. She saw solving riddles as an uncultured pastime by ordinary folks. It wasn't considered a challenge for a cultured person like her. She was prepared to outshine everyone present. That's good to hear. Cody breathed a sigh of relief. He then continued, Harper, if you manage to win enchanting elegance, can you sell it to me? I'm willing to pay a hefty sum. You're too kind, Cody. If you like it, just consider it a gift from me, Harper said generously. Her confidence made it seem like she already had victory secured. Thanks, Harper. Cody lit up in joy, and his heart beat faster. Enchanting elegance was an invaluable treasure. If used wisely, it could elevate the Ostroas to greater heights. Since there are no more objections, let's start. After the crowd quieted down, the stout man waved, instructing staff to bring up a sealed box. There was a small opening on top of the box, just wide enough for a hand to fit through. Keanu rolled up his sleeve and reached into the opening. After fumbling around for a moment, he pulled out a card. Opening it up, he announced the first riddle. This thing all devours birds, beasts, trees, flowers, gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal, slays king, ruins town, and beats high mountain down. This thing all devours. The attendees were in thought. They weren't very good at solving riddles. Many of them guessed blindly, relying on luck. Harper, what do you think? Cody was puzzled. Harper hesitated for a moment, unsure of how to respond. She could only say, Cody, give me some time to think about it. Sure, take your time. There's no rush. Cody refrained from pushing her for an answer. He was afraid of interrupting her thought process. This thing all devours. Slays king, ruins town. Harper drummed her fingers lightly on the table as she mumbled to herself. After a moment, Harper seemed to realize something. Her eyes lit up. Cody, I know the answer. Oh, what is it? Cody perked up instantly. It's a Grandmaster, Harper declared confidently. Only a Grandmaster has the power to do everything that the poem mentioned. A Grandmaster? Are you sure? Cody asked. Of course. How can a simple riddle stump me? I just needed to warm up my brain to get the answer easily. Harper was extremely confident. Harper is amazing, as usual. She solved the riddle in such a short time. As expected of the renowned prodigy, Caldwell praised her. That's right. With Harper here, we'll not only get our hands on enchanting elegance, we'll even earn $1 billion. The students of Harmony Healers were ecstatic. It's just a riddle. It's hardly a challenge. I can't even showcase my talents in this, Harper said arrogantly. Dustin could only shake his head and snigger lightly. Harper was so overconfident that she didn't even listen to the riddle carefully and misinterpreted the riddle. It was quite amusing. Hey, what's so funny? Did I say anything wrong? Harper had noticed him snickering from the corner of her eyes. She was displeased, and her expression grew icy. Of course, you're wrong. Dustin stated calmly, you made a hasty conclusion. How could it be the right answer? Who do you think you are to lecture me? Harper glared at him and retorted, there's nothing in the arts I don't excel in. What makes you think you can criticize me? Exactly. Harper is a publicly recognized prodigy. She's been immersed in literature and the arts since she was young. How dare a country bumpkin like you show off in front of her? Caldwell scoffed. I'm just giving advice. It's up to you to decide whether to believe me. Dustin shrugged. He wasn't the one who would make a fool of himself anyway. Dustin, from your tone, it seems like you have the answer, Cody asked casually. If I guessed correctly, the answer to this riddle should be time, Dustin replied. Time? Cody rubbed his chin. Before he could respond, Harper had already scoffed. What time? What kind of shitty answer is that? It can gnaw iron, bite steel, and grind hard stones to meal. Only a Grandmaster is strong enough to do that. What does it have to do with time? Harper was incredulous. She sneered, you're just pretending to know your stuff. As I said, it's up to you to believe me or not. Dustin didn't bother arguing. Some people would just never admit that they were wrong until they hit a brick wall. Cody, this guy is just seeking attention. There's no need to give him any. Listen to me. Let's go with Grandmaster as the answer. We'll definitely have the first riddle in the bag, Harper said confidently. All right. You're the talented one here. I trust you. Cody nodded and raised his hand. Mr. Janko, I have the answer. Oh. Keanu raised an eyebrow slightly. He asked with a smile, may I know your answer, Mr. Ostrower? It's a Grandmaster. Cody answered confidently, only a Grandmaster has the power to do everything that the poem mentioned. Once he said that, many people started whispering, discussing whether he had the correct answer. Mr. Ostrower, are you sure it's a Grandmaster? Would you like to think it over again? Keanu advised. No need. It must be a Grandmaster. Just announce the result. Cody urged. I'm sorry, Mr. Ostrower. Your answer is incorrect. Keanu shook his head. What? It's incorrect. Cody was taken aback and instinctively glanced at Harper. Didn't she say they had this in the bag? Why was it wrong? How is that possible? How can my answer be wrong? Harper widened her eyes in disbelief. She was talented in poetry and the arts. How could she get a word riddle wrong? There must be foul play going on. Someone was targeting her on purpose.